Year's resolution. I know I said that a couple videos ago that I was gonna film it, but other things came up and other videos went out, and you know, things happen, but where it's okay. Again, as always, if you hear some background noise, it is my puppy who has attachment issues. Clearly. So we're in February, which happy Lunar New Year if you celebrate that. And yes, I'm not technically late on my New Year's resolution, but honestly, one big thing is you're never too late to set goals for yourself, or you know, think of things that you want to work on personally, or whatever the case may be. Obviously, it's, you know, on trend to come January 1st have a new list of goals or whatever, but you know, realistically, you can start at any time of the year. If there's things that you've been wanting to work on, you've been thinking about, you know, just sit down and just write them down, kind of plan it out lightly. You don't have to have your whole life figured out, you know, in a plan and make it happen. It doesn't work that way. But yeah, like I mentioned in my last video, you know, I like to do this because I'm the type of person who I depend heavily on planning. And although it might not go as down to the T as planned, but it's written down, I look back at it and, you know, that motivation continues. Something I've read a couple of people say, like, you know, you shouldn't be setting New Year's resolution if last year's resolutions are still undone. And I feel like, you know, in a sense I kind of agree, but not really, because just because you haven't fully completed a goal doesn't mean you can't, you know, start another one. Like, don't be discouraged as long as you know that you're actively working on trying to reach your last year's goals, because realistically certain goals are not achieved overnight in a few months. Some take years. Whatever it is, you know, whether it be like personal, something you want to work on yourself, financially, physically, you know, it could be anything, honestly. And I feel like, you know, a lot of people don't like to set certain goals because then it's like putting a certain kind of pressure on them, and I totally understand that as well. Like, I'm not that type of person, so I like to do this, but this is definitely a like no pressure kind of thing. Just putting the vibes out there of things I wanna complete. So I have my notebook. It says, "Get it, girl." It's so cute. Look at the paper clips and the pens. Fun fact about me, guys, I am obsessed with stationery stuff. My dog's over there breathing so hard at the door. But anyways, I'm obsessed with like is that what it's called, stationery, or like school supplies? Same difference, right? One time I was telling somebody like, oh, I love school supplies, and they were like, oh, stationery stuff, and I was like, yeah, sure. I love like notebooks and pens and sticky notes, all that. I literally have one side of my vanity is literally just kind of like school supplies, and I don't know, I love it. It makes me happy. Ever since I was young, my mom would take me every year, even if I had still brand new school supplies bought some because she liked it as well. I've cut down a lot though because something I realized, like with my anxiety, I hate like clutter and like feeling like I just have too much of something. It's like less is more. So I've gotten rid of so much school supplies. Not thrown them away, but obviously given them away. It's a little fuzzy. Look at this pen. Oh my god. This pen is so cute. It's like my favorite notebook. In here I write down like video ideas or like random things I need to do. Alright. Oh my god. It's so funny. I literally have a list here of books to buy. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know because I have a ton of things here. The first is Harry Potter book set. I am the biggest Harry Potter fan, and to my surprise, I only have book number 1. Why? I don't know. So, of course, that's like number 1 on the list. I told my boyfriend, I'm like, yeah, can you buy that for me? Because I want the one that comes in like the bunker. It's like $180 for the set because they're like the hardcover and it comes in like the bunker and stuff. But I love that because I could like display it and the books won't get like dusty. Yeah. I have a lot of random things in here. Like, guys, you think I'm crazy, but when I was younger, something I really liked to do was organize. Like, it sounds so weird, but I just like playing with paper and like playing secretary and things like that. So something that I thought to do to, be able to write more and like, be in that little playing paper situation. I started writing down websites that I would visit, like clothing websites that I liked, and I would organize them in a binder. And I would just like write down every single website and put it in the binder. For what reason, I don't know, but it gave me something to write down, something to organize, and I love organizing. And I like literally printed out on how to alphabetically organize the websites in Excel, and I taped it on here. I don't know why organizing things brings me so much joy. Me and my friend were having a conversation and she tells me like, oh, I love to clean, like it really soothes my anxiety. And I'm like, I don't love to clean, I like to organize. And she was like, what? I was like, that makes sense in my head. I'm not one that's gonna sit here and like clean my baseboards every day or like dust every inch of the room, but I will sit here and organize like my hangers. They have to be in the same direction, or I'll organize a drawer so everything has a little place in the drawer. Does that make sense? And then after I explained to her, she's like, I guess that makes sense, but it soothes me to like organize something, whether that be in notes or organize a drawer, organize the closet, organize the kitchen, something. I just like doing that. I guess something I never felt out was places I would like to travel. same, and I'll talk a little bit more in depth about some of them. But the number one was lower credit card debt, and I can say that's still on my 2022 goals, and I've done so good since 2020, and I'm kind of glad that I'm looking at this, you know. Save money, very basic. Quality over quantity, shop less. And you know what? I absolutely killed that goal because, pretty self-explanatory, I would shop senselessly, like Fashion Nova, you know, it's cheap, you know, on-trend clothing. I would buy hundreds of dollars of just t-shirts, dresses, cheap shoes, things that literally I'll wear a few times and they would not last. They'll rip, they'll like shrink, like ridiculous. And I noticed that I just wanted to have a lot of things, a lot of clothes. Felt like I had a lot of shoes, a lot of clothes, a lot of bras, a lot of underwear, like, you know, not caring the actual quality of the things that I was buying. So I really worked hard on that one, and I can say, like, I honestly haven't bought myself clothes in months, and I need to, actually, because I've gained weight. A lot of my clothes doesn't fit me, but I really stuck with that, and I feel like I have so, like, literally probably like 75% less clothes than when I originally set this goal, which was 2020. And I am so happy with everything in my closet. Like, I genuinely like everything in my closet, because I would buy things that was trendy, but it wasn't really 100% my style. And I feel like, you know, as you get older, your style changes, evolves, and like, I feel like I'm still, you know, I know my style a lot better, but I'm still figuring it out, if that makes sense. But I've done a really good job at that, and I'm really happy. I don't shop just to shop, just to spend money. I haven't been doing that. Okay, another goal was to travel. It says either family vacation or vacation. I did go on a vacation, so I guess that counts. I haven't gone on a family vacation, but then again, it's like COVID and all that, so my last goal was wake up earlier, be on time, discipline myself to wake up early, enjoy the day, or wake up on time for work or school, which means like take my daughter to school. I can say I'm still not 100% there with that, but I've done a lot better job at like waking up on time to get my daughter ready for school, because I realize it's not fair for her, me waking up so late, that I'm like rushing her, and like I'm making her morning hectic, because it's like mom is like rushing me and like hurry up, and I know she's like a slow starter. She doesn't like to be rushed. She's not a morning person. I'm not a morning person either. So I was like, it's not fair. And it really hit me. Also, like when I went away, my mom stayed with my daughter for like a week, and my daughter said to her, you know, I like that you're here because you don't rush me. And I'm like, wow, like it hit me, and I felt really guilty, because I'm like, you already hate the morning, and then your mom's like, hurry up, do this, do that. You know, it's like, it's not fair to her to start her day like that just because I can't wake up. I'm not responsible enough to wake up, you know. So I could say I've done a better job at waking up on time, giving her time to brush her teeth and like wash her face, because God knows she'll sit in front of the mirror for like 10 minutes just looking at herself, just upset that it's morning. Wow, that's so funny that. Okay, this notebook, I literally use it for everything, clearly, because this is in 2020 movies I want to see. Maleficent 2, I watched that. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I actually watched them. The Gentleman, I don't think I've watched that. Bad Boys for Life, I did. The Butler, I still haven't watched it. Little Woman, nope. Parasite, oh my god, Parasite won so many awards back then in 2020 and I still haven't watched it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The Two Popes. I can't even think of what those movies are right now. Sorry, these pages are a little hard to turn. They're like so thick. Random fun facts. Dogs can eat apples, blueberries, pears, carrots, and cucumbers. That's not a really random fun fact, but okay, Grace. Oh, this is when I started my YouTube. I was like making a ton of notes for myself of things I needed to do. Don't judge my handwriting. Alright, 20, 21. How am I messing up already? I wrote 2021. Like I'm stuck on a year ago. Let's not. Already messing up. Already messing up all my goals. A mess. Ugh. Anyways, okay. 2022 goals. Alright. So the one goal from that 2020 list that is going to transfer over, and it's still been my goal for the last like 2-3 years, is get rid of credit card debt. I feel like that's always a big one, you know, for people come the new year, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. So, I feel like debt is something people are like really weird to talk, like money in general. I feel like people are really weird about it and don't really openly like to talk about it. I don't know about you guys, but like in a Latin household, I feel like it's very taboo to be sitting here and talk about financial situations and debt and stuff like that. Like you don't openly talk about it, and yeah, it's the reason why I made a lot of you know, financial mistakes growing up, and is why I am in credit card debt. I had no knowledge of like, you know, a smart way to use a credit card and how to be responsible with the credit card. So I had my daughter at 19. I was very young, and at that point I literally had nothing. I was living with my parents. I was putting myself through medical assistant school and phlebotomy school, and I literally did not have a job. My mom's husband, my dad, getting from school to the pizza shop to the, it was a lot. And I racked up a hefty, I was very irresponsible with spending and then not paying it back. I would pay the minimum, so $25, but my bill was like $900, right? And at that time I was just getting approved for credit cards left and right. Like at one point I think I had like 10 credit cards. It was like insane, right? So, and again, I'm 19 years old. I had no knowledge on credit score and how that would affect me and all that. So I would say, like, when my daughter turned like 1, I feel like that's when I was like, okay, I need to start paying these off and like, getting out of this situation. Then I go and do something stupid and take out a loan to try to pay off those credit cards. And of course I didn't use all of the money to pay off the credit cards. I used it to survive, because that was like what I was trying to do, survive at the moment. I was struggling so hard. God bless my parents, because honestly, if it wasn't for them, I don't know what I would be, or my child, like where we would be in life. And that's not something I'm embarrassed about, because it's life, and a lot of people go through even worse situations. I'm grateful enough that I had my parents' support and they were there for me, but I was making really stupid financial decisions. I wouldn't say stupid, because it's not like I was taking the money and spending it on like clothes or going out. No, I was using it for like food, diapers, clothes, travel, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't stupid, but it was very irresponsible. The amount of money I was wasting and not paying back, because obviously you have to pay that money back. Interest was piling up. You know how that goes. Long story short, I ended up getting about probably like, I want to probably say in about like $30,000 in debt. Credit card, the loan, all that, right? So obviously I started educating myself more, and I canceled all the cards, but I still had all that debt. That doesn't just magically go away, and little by little I was paying things off, but obviously I wasn't making much traction, because I'm paying minimum on things, $20, $30. That wasn't my goal. I was not focused on paying things off. So when I got with my current boyfriend, I want to say in 2018, that's when I feel like I fully grasped what I needed to do, like where I wanted to be. Like, I feel like I was in a much better relationship, and I had graduated from school, I had a good job, and I was like, all right, time to really become responsible with this and get this out the way. But obviously it hasn't been as quick as I would like it to be, because now I do have rent to pay, I own a car, all that stuff happened, but I have gotten down. I think I'm down to about $10,000, so I know by the end of this year I can pay that off. But it's something, it's always my number one goal, and it's something that I have been working on for the past couple years, and I don't put on the back burner. And even last year I made it a huge priority, and I feel like that's awesome that in 3-4 years I was able to pay as much as I have and still pay rent, pay car, light, gas, health insurance, groceries. I have a child, I have a life, and no matter what nobody says to me, like, obviously being in debt affects your credit score, and just over the years it's definitely improved so much as well. And I'm just so happy that I wasn't discouraged, because I feel like a lot of people get in debt, not just credit card debt but school loans, and just get overwhelmed by how much it is that they just like, they pretend it's not there and it's not happening, and that's just, it's gonna be there, you know. So yeah, so that's number one, and I hope to be done with that this year. I always tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, when I completely pay off all this debt, I wanna throw a party, like a debt-free party. And it sounds so corny, but it's something that like I've been working on for so long that I'm gonna be so happy when it's finally done with, right? Anyways, I feel like I spoke about that for way too long. I don't think I have any crazy goals. I feel like I'm content where I am in life, and you know, I feel like I'm actively working for things like, you know, things that like everybody wants to do, like save money and X, Y, and Z, whatever. I would say for personal growth, something I want to work on is, my second goal is to be less controlling. And you know, I feel like I'm the type of person that has very bad anxiety, and you know, being controlling, I feel like comes with my anxiety, because anxiety is being so worried about something that hasn't happened yet or the future. I'm a huge overthinker, and I feel like control is something that I'm like very thin with, because it's something I can literally control the outcome to. In my head, things I think about, I don't have control over. That's what causes my anxiety. But it's not healthy, because the second I don't have control over a situation, it makes me anxious. I spiral, and like, that's just not good for anybody. And I noticed that because, you know, my boyfriend's a very spontaneous person, and I'm not. And that's just the truth. I'm not a spontaneous person. I depend so heavily on like planning and knowing things in advance, and because I need to like process things, I need to be able to like be ready for something. Ready for what? I don't know, but in my head I need to plan and get ready for it, right? So that's not always fun. That's something he's told me, like, honestly, like, I just, like, he'll be like, right now, like, oh, let's go out, and I'm like, my world is crumbling, because I'm like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting to go out. I need to get ready. I need to think, who's gonna be there? Like, I'm like spiraling, because I'm like, oh my god, who's gonna be there? I need to get dressed. What am I gonna wear? My hair's not done. I need to do my makeup, and like, I get overwhelmed so easily, you know what I mean? But it's something I'm trying to work on, because I stress over things that don't matter at all, like the dishes not being placed in a certain place, or I would prefer to stay home than go out because he didn't tell me 2 days in advance. My daughter makes a mess, and I'm just like overwhelmed, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not fair. It's not fair for them. And that's just something I need to work on, and am working on, you know, because I realize that it is a problem, and I catch myself a lot of the times like ready, so like, and then I'm just like, pull it back, Grace. It's not a big deal. It's not affecting you. Nothing bad is gonna come from this. Like, you're fine, you know? And it's just something like personal that I want to work on a lot this year, because I noticed it more being in quarantine in the house with my boyfriend and my daughter, and I'm like literally stressed at all times over nothing, over absolutely nothing, just because I can't have control of every little single thing. And it's like, that's not healthy. That's not gonna allow me to be the best partner I can be, or to be like the best mother I can be, you know. Alright, I feel like I'm talking a lot about these simple ass goals. My daughter, I asked her, I said, you know, do you have any goals or things you want to do in 2020? And she told me that she wanted to go to Dominican Republic, so of course that's going on my list. So take J to take her to Dominican Republic. If you guys don't know, my daughter is, oh yeah, I did mention that in one of my videos, she is half Dominican, half Puerto Rican, but she's never been to Dominican Republic, so she wants to go, and I know she'll love it out there. So take J to DR. I feel like I'll be able to do that this year, God willing, of course. Alright, 4, it's to stay motivated. I feel like I've been doing such a good job staying motivated to film. Like the last couple videos that I filmed, I feel like genuinely wanted to film them. I felt excited to film. I feel like YouTube, I was so scared to start this like ASMR channel just because, you know, scared, embarrassed or whatever, but recently I felt like such like it brings me a lot of joy, so I feel like I want to keep it up. I don't want to let that light die just out of me being lazy to film, you know. So continue to stay active and motivated about YouTube, because it does make me so happy, honestly. Talking to you guys, seeing people watch my videos, comment on my videos, like my videos, I'm like, oh my god, like someone's actually watching me sit here and ramble for hours. And kind of like one that is second to that, staying motivated on YouTube. I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I guess I'll write that down. Get to 1,000 subscribers, and I think that's doable. I think honestly the way YouTube works is, as long as you upload frequently and are proactive with your channel, like you'll get more engagement. And I feel like for a while I wasn't doing that, so I wasn't seeing like subscriber growth or like people watching my videos and stuff like that. But in the last couple, like 2 months, I've seen that with me being consistent, uploading frequently, that I am getting a lot of new subscribers and a lot of people watching my videos, and that's always fun and nice, you know. I like that makes me really happy, you know, that people are watching my videos. Yeah. Alright. It probably would have helped if I would have thought about these goals ahead of time, but I was like, I want it to be organic. I'll think about it as I'm going. I think I'll make this my last goal, but this is something I need to work on. this year I've noticed like I don't have a life outside of being a mom or being a girlfriend. And it sucks to think that, you know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to lose yourself when you become a mother. And because I was just so content with always being with my daughter and, you know, being with her just like made me happy. But I realized like I need to find myself outside of that. Like, I was a whole person before I had a child or became somebody's girlfriend, you know what I mean? So I told myself like I want to go out more, not necessarily like party, and no, not because that's not my vibe, but make friends, be social, go to dinner with friends. Like, I can literally say I have 3 friends, and I met them all literally in like when I was a child. You know, I have 3 friends. One friend I met in kindergarten. The other friend I met when I was like 5. And then I have my 3rd best friend, and I met her in high school, but that's still probably like a 10-year friendship at this point, you know what I mean? And it's like me just having those 3 friends. I don't even go out with them frequently. Literally, probably I can say like I go out with them a few times a year, if that, you know. But I feel like this year I told myself like we're gonna put ourselves out there, we're gonna make friends, and we're just gonna find ourselves, you know, like have time for myself. I want to be able to have friends so I can do things with them that don't involve my boyfriend or my daughter, you know what I mean? Because when I do go out, when I am out, it is with my boyfriend or my daughter. Like, I don't do anything without them. And I'm like, no, I'm young, I need to socialize, I need to have those friends that I can call and be like, hey, let's go grab dinner, like let's go to a movie, or like, you know, friend dates are so freaking awesome. Like, they just do something for the soul, and like it's always necessary. Like, honestly, my mom is like literally one of my best friends, but she doesn't live near me, so that's that. Oh man. But anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna stop this video right here because I've been talking for way too long about 5 little goals. I gave way too much background information. It was not supposed to be that deep, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Comment down below, subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you on my next